Here's what I was wondering about. So it was during Lent because it was a Friday. I went grocery shopping in Evansville, and I stopped at Sonic. Don't go eat at the Sonic in Jasper for some reason. I don't know why. Don't go over there. But every once in a while I'm in Evansville. There's one on North Green River as I'm coming out of town. And I stopped in. They have cherry limeades. And I like a good cherry limeade.
Sure.
It's a good drink. And then, of course, I got fish and some tater tots. I like tater tots every once in a while. But it got me thinking, and this is a two-part wonder. Like, is there a fast food place that's not in the regular rotation that you do like getting to every once in a while? Like, we try not to eat it too much. Like, too much fast food's a bad thing.
Sure.
But every once in a while, it's a necessity. And, like, I would say my regular rotation is probably, like the ones we have in town. Subway, McDonald's, Wendy's. Probably, like, I would even say Wendy's has gone more out of the rotation just because McDonald's is right there.
Sure.
It's quicker. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Wendy's, you'd spend 15 minutes in the drive-thru, and I've not had that experience yet at McDonald's. So that's probably the regular rotation. But I do enjoy Dairy Queen in town a lot. Get that flamethrower burger. I really like it. And then Arby's is in there every once in a while. But like Sonic, White Castle, like they're in that rotation. And if it mood hits, I strike. But I didn't know, like this first part, if there's one that's like not in the rotation, but like.
So I love White Castle. Jenna hates it, so I don't ever get it.
That's a shame.
I bring it up every time I see it. She's like, no, we're not going there.
We could leave right now and drive to White Castle.
Oh, man, that'd be all right. But yeah, so White Castle's one I like. Another one that I don't go to too often. I haven't been in years, honestly. Because anymore, I don't do fast food too much. If I do, it's Subway or Arby's.
Yeah.
My kind of every once in a while is the old MacD's.
Yeah.
Normally that's like if I'm in a hurry and it's also cheap. Like with the app, I can, $5-6 and I got lunch.
Keep
covered.
it pretty good there.
But one that I miss a lot, and I used to eat a lot in high school for breakfast, was Hardee's.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's still any good or not, but you used to get the crispy crowns and biscuits and gravy, and that was always pretty on point for fast food.
I mean, I think the Hardee's in Jasper does. I didn't even think about Hardee's. They got a Frisco burger. It's like one of their third-pound burgers. I always was a big fan of that.
So I went there a lot in college. They had one in there, and it was the reason we started going is you could go through the drive-thru at Hardee's and Vincennes, get your sandwiches or whatever, but you could ask for a bag of ice, and they would sell you like a 16 or 20-pound bag of ice for $1.
Really?
Yeah. So we'd do that if we have a keg party. We'd all go down and get dinner at Hardee's.
Hardee's and a bag of ice.
5 bags of ice to put on the cake.
Yeah.
And it was $5. It was cheaper than what it was to go get it at the gas station.
Now, nowadays, we go to Celebration
You
Ice.
damn right we do.
Yeah, Celebration
That's why
Ice.
I haven't been to Hardee's.
Yeah.
But
unless he sells Celebration Ice at Hardee's, and then we'll be back. We'll be there.
yeah, I'd say those are my two. Like, I there's not a time that I wouldn't want to go, unless going back to last week's conversation, if I was heading to the airport to fly somewhere, I would not eat White Castle.
No.
But if I'm just going to be,
around,
heading home, what sounds good? The last time I had White Castle, Jenna and I and 2 of her girlfriends went to see Jelly Roll down in Evansville.
Yeah.
And luckily, I won the vote because the other passengers were like, oh, yeah, White Castle, because they were all drunked up too. So we hit the White Castle drive-thru, and I hadn't been. That was probably I didn't think you could make the night better after seeing
Jelly Roll
until we hit up White Castle, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could die now, and I'd be okay with it.
We there was a semester at UE that when that White Castle was put in, because we had White Castle, but it was like the closest one, like Corden, Jeffersonville area, like eating it a few times. Like with mom and dad, like we were on the road, and let's get a stack slider, that kind of stuff. They put the one in at Evansville. And so what we got smart about is we had some guys around us that didn't drink. And if you bought their dinner, they'd take you, you know, that late
Sure.
night. Because, like, you can only have Taco Bell so many times at night.
Absolutely.
You can only have rallies.
Man, Taco Bell.
I know. You can only have rallies so
God
many
dang it,
times at
chili
night.
Cheese dog.
Oh, those fries and a large Coke. Like, if I had a bad day in court, like, that was a stop. I'd get a large Coke.
There's a Rallies in Jasper, isn't
Yeah,
there?
large
Good
Coke,
grief.
large fries. Now, there could be a client in there working or a former client working.
That's fine.
You know, hey, how's my case going? Yeah, we're working on it. You'll be all right. Hey, I threw a couple extra fries in the bag for you. My guy. But so we started going to White Castle on the east side of Evansville from UE's campus. And at that time of night, you could shoot down Green River,
sure.
no problem. And so, as you can wonder, I've never met a stranger. Like, I'm a big, hey, how you doing? Like, and that leads to conversation about everything else. So the guy that was the night manager, we became friends. And so there was a stretch, like any night I was drinking that ended in a good night, we were going to White Castle. And this was when they were open 24 hours. So you roll in like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And this was when like the inside dining was still open that late. Like, fast forward to think about that with COVID.
Yeah.
And so I befriended this guy. And we'd go and
We've talked about this guy.
yeah. And that was the whole semester. And I remember when I went for my physical that year, because I've always, God bless my mother, she was a big proponent. You need to do a yearly physical, get your blood work done. And, like, I came home to get it done, and I was like, I'm nervous about this, Mom. And she's like, why? And I was like, I've eaten White Castle probably 3 or 4 times a week for a semester. And she's like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. And my blood work was the best it ever been.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. But, like, White Castle's in there. So that would, you know, because there's so many fast food, like Culver's. Like, I've had it a couple times.
Yep.
It's always been good.
Yep.
But, like, I drive by it
Got
not
one of
think
those in
anything of
Jasper
it.
now, too.
Yeah.
I forgot.
They've
I've
got-
not ever had the one in Jasper.
They've got about damn near everything. You mentioned Taco Bell. Not a fan. Like, I'm just,
We had Taco Bell the night before we flew out to Punta Cana because it was right down the road from the
airport
hotel we stayed
in the
at.
hotel. But, like, my thing on Taco Bell, like, people treat it as a meal. To me, like, it's the ultimate snack. And that's how I look at
We
it.
had supper before we left, and I told Jen, I was like, I kind of want to eat something. So I want to be sure I have a good morning constitutional, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, because I'm not going to sleep good anyway. I don't have to poop on a plane. She's like, well, you want to go get Mexican? I was like, I really want to go get McDonald's. I was like, get a quesadilla, 3 of them Supreme soft tacos. She's like, I could probably get a cheesy Fiesta potatoes
Yeah.
and a Crunch Wrap Supreme. And I'm like,
Yep.
We're
That's what we're going to do. And a good Baja Blast every once in a while.
yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, it just is. I don't know. But so that got me thinking about if you could build your perfect meal, drink, sandwich, side from all of those fast food options, what would it be? And you can have more than one.
McDonald's Coke leaded.
Oh yeah, that's a good start.
That'd be the drink. Tell you the truth, and I've been disappointed depending on the facility, but I love a Whopper. Like, that's a great burger for me.
I've only eaten at Burger King maybe once or twice in my life.
Really.
Not
I
a
worked there
Burger
for
King
a
guy.
while, and I just always liked the Whopper a lot. I don't ever get it. Nobody in my family likes it now, so I don't go.
Never have, like, when I'm telling you the last time I ate at a Burger King might have been in college because a guy that lived at the house, this one Burger King in Evansville on like Tuesdays or Thursdays did like $1 Whopper Juniors or like $2 cheeseburger, like whatever it was, where it was like you couldn't pass up going and getting 4 or 5.
Gosh, you remember the
Eating a
5 for
couple.
$5 at Arby's back in the day?
Yeah. Gosh, things have changed.
Yeah, what a shit place to live.
So you got McDonald's, Coke, Whopper Burger.
Yep.
What's your side?
Well, since I'm fat and everybody knows it, I'd probably do those chicken rings from White Castle.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Those are a good little snack, too.
Yeah.
I'm going either McDonald's Coke or a Sonic Cherry Limeade. Burger-wise, this is where There's a handful of them that I could go with. I'm a big fan of Rally's Big Buford.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like a Rally's Big Buford. I also like a Sonic cheeseburger. But I'm not going to lie. Like a classic McDonald's double quarter pounder is right there on the menu for me. And then side-wise, I love onion rings. Like if they're cooked right. So like Dairy Queen here in town, they'll do onion rings pretty good. But I also can't say that I wouldn't put Arby's curly fries in there.
I was on the fence. The Arby's curly fries or the chicken rings, but White Castle's on the brain.
If you had to add one more thing, like what about a dessert from any of those places?
I'm not a huge dessert guy, but if I was going to have something, a sweet treat, it would probably be a mint Oreo blizzard.
Mint Oreo blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Banana milkshake from Rally's.
Ooh, solid.
That used to be one back in the day, like college. When you go out, you grab a big Buford, some chili cheese fries, and a banana milkshake.
Man, so at the airport, I just about texted you guys, but it was midnight. No, it wasn't. That's a lie. It was probably 9:30. But I went through, and one of the options in the terminal there that we were in was Chick-fil-A. So I ordered a spicy, it's like number 2, a spicy chicken sandwich deluxe, but they didn't put anything on it other than the chicken. But I got a large fry spicy chicken sandwich and a strawberry shake at Chick-fil-A. And
I'm a big shake guy at those places.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about Chick-fil-A on the menu. But I love a good burger.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just a chicken all the time guy.
Yeah, that to me there's two options. That would have had been a question, like if you're doing chicken.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we could go that route. So we both went burgers there.
Yeah. Like honestly, chicken sandwiches that just don't disappoint me. I like a McChicken, just add some tomato on there.
A McChicken with tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Does McDonald's have tomato?
Yeah, you wouldn't know it, but Jenna turned me on to that. So she orders with tomato and
a McChicken with tomatoes.
Yeah. Spicy now, not a spicy McChicken with tomato. That might be okay too, but therefore, can you even get a spicy McChicken anymore?
I think they do it as a limited time thing.
Yeah. But I like a buffalo chicken whenever I can. You like a spicy chicken?
Yeah, I would say, Wendy's spicy chicken with that lettuce and tomato mayo. Like that's a tough one to pass up.
Yeah.
That's I think where I would go. Now, when I go to Chick-fil-A, it's always a spicy chicken deluxe.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll even just get an extra filet to snack on before I get to the main meal.
Heck yeah.
Protein. Get my protein.
Yeah, that's right.
There we go. Hey, as now, hopefully if you're listening to this at lunchtime, good luck on choosing where you're going to go.